In this video we are playing Find the Stealer Brainrot. Thank you so much for choosing my video. If you do find it helpful, if you can leave it a like, drop me a comment and of course hit that subscribe button to help support my channel. So thank you so much to this YouTube commenter, obviously for the recommendation. So we're coming into spawn area first. So for me, it feels like they've ripped off the index from another game. The picture isn't really crisp, it's kind of blurry, so that doesn't really do much for me. I don't know if it would have been better to have maybe recreated the character or kind of photoshopped it from somewhere else. It's just not great quality. I'm also sort of not a fan of the massive black squares dotted around. Again, I would have potentially have just liked to have seen the character better. Like, how can you see that's Tim Cheese aside from the black square? See, again, really blurry. It's such a shame. I mean, my kids are obsessed with Stealer Brainrot, so they could have really played on that. Again, see, half of ballerina cappuccina's cut off. It's such a shame. They absolutely love when the Brainrot gods come out. That's all I ever hear. Mom, I got a Brainrot god. Do you see what I mean when I say it's almost like they've ripped off the index from another game? The maps are quite small. So this game is going to appeal to anybody who likes Italian Brainrot or the Stealer Brainrot game. There are some secret ones, but the secret ones are kind of just all dotted around the edge of the map in the sea line, or like these underneath the trees. So I do like the placements where they are a bit more hidden. That did present a bit more of a challenge than just looking for the big black squares. Just such a shame about the pictures. I really would have loved the characters to have actually been inside the map. So for Matteo, what you're looking for is that comment that will come up to say they're out of the tunnel. Again, it's quite easy. You could just have it randomly spawning without that comment and you just have to wait there long enough. There is a day and night cycle too. So to get over to Candy and to Gold, this game has forced me to join the community, which I don't normally do, and I'm not very impressed that I'm going to have to do this. So obviously coming back out to the main menu, we go into Finders Studios and we can join that community and then rejoin the game. And then this will open up the bombombini, gusini. Going into desert. I'm not quite sure why there's a Statue of Liberty in the desert. Little bit of a weird concept there. You know, you could have taken kind of pointers from other Find the games and sort of had that inside of the flame so it was hidden. And obviously, as I always say, it's not a badge game either, which is a bit of a shame. So aside from sort of the experience, I'm not going to take anything else away from the game. As I say, it's sort of like free advertising. If people are looking at my profile, they'll see that I've played this game. So there are 3 teleports that leads to the 4 main maps, but you will see why this will become annoying when we get to candy and to gold. This game's certainly going to appeal to the younger players of Roblox because it is quite easy, but I would really like to see some more challenging ones being added if they do add anything else in. The pyramid's obviously not used, so they could have done a code door. They have done a code door in this game over on Candy. So there are opportunities to obviously expand the kind of scripting on this game. So a massive thank you to the player 6. I ran round and I swore I had checked everywhere for this secret one, and they took me straight there. This is the pot hotspot one. So unfortunately I wasn't recording when they showed me, so sorry, but I am giving you credit as promised. So there is a day and a night cycle, and it's such a shame this is the only one that relies on the night cycle, but this is a bombardiro crocodilo that only comes up in the front of the pyramid when it is night time. So again, you've started to use that element, so put some more in if you do an update. Moving around now to snow. And again, it's sort of like enough in the map to kind of make it okay, but really simply done. And you can see those secret ones. Some are merging out of the water, you can just see the tops. Some are a bit more hidden well underneath the waterline. So again, having that shift lock view will help. The only thing that you have to be mindful of is obviously when you're jumping off, is that the picture will turn with you, so sometimes you may end up missing the picture and you'll have to do it again. I just still think it's such a shame about the index. Like, if they would have taken a bit more time to actually recreate some of these characters inside of the actual game, I think it's potentially rushed to kind of get on the trend whilst it's still popular. I know there's a lot of them, but that really would have just upped the quality. You know, if Grow a Garden can do it, you know, a whole epic story scene for their update, then I think this can do it for the index. Maybe adding some buildings as well, just to bring a bit more interest as well and to try and hide them. So this is what I mean about some of them being underneath the water line. So just use that shift lock view and it will help you by swinging that view round. On to the next main area of beach. I was really intrigued what that kind of floating, glowing neon box was. I don't think it is anything I couldn't reach it. So you will see the palm is slightly tilted, so just go to the one that is the lowest and get that kind of running jump at it. See, I don't know if these are kind of legendary according, as I said, that's what it feels like, a little bit of a rip-off from another game. If it's a legendary out of the other game, the Steal the Brainrots. Or, I mean, this one isn't mythic hanging underneath the tree, is it? So it's got to be out of that game. I wonder how many of these my kids actually know. I'd be interested to quiz them. All I ever hear is them fighting about one of them stealing the other one's Brainrots. I'm going to ban that game in this house. I tell you, it causes so many arguments. There's quite a lot in that back area of this kind of hill, mountain, whatever that is. I don't know what it is. And quite a few hidden under the waterline as well. See, once you've kind of cottoned on where the secret ones are, it then just becomes really easy and you've just got to find them. So we've got the shark here. If we talk to the shark, I would say this is the one with the shoes. So the shoes are lost, help me find them, and they'll give you a reward. So you don't have to find the 3 individual trainers, you just have to find the box of them. So the box is just behind the house on the spawn island. We pick it up and we take it back. And then the shark has disappeared, and that's how we get tralalero tralala. So now we have got all of them, we can now go into candy. So again, that's kind of why I said I don't like being forced to join the group, but I'm missing a load if I don't. And so what they've done is just then turned that index pink. I mean, it's quite clever because you can regurgitate the exact same characters in a different way. But this is where it gets annoying because you can't teleport. And so I've got to run every single time from spawn back into candy, teleport back over, which does get really tedious with how many that are off the edge of the map. My other thing, this is a regurgitation of the other island. It's bigger and they've just filled it out with trees. Would you land on this island and then go, oh, you know what? I'm on a candy island. No, I would land on this island and go, it's pink. Ugh, get me off it. So again, like if you're going to have a theme of candy, make it the theme of candy. You know, there's enough lollipops, gummy bears, chocolates, etc. to be able to build a candy themed island. You know, I could essentially call this the Princess Island and still have the same effect. So lucky for you, I am going to edit out every time I have to fall off and run back, and I'll just come back to the dock. I can't tell you how much video I've actually edited out from just me running backwards and forwards from spawn. So if I remember rightly, in Steal a Brainrot, don't they have rainbow versions and sort of diamond versions as well? So technically they could add on another couple of islands to this game. See, I don't know half of these Brainrots, but I can't even see to see if I like them or not. The only thing I will say, because there is so many and so many trees, it's sort of trying methodically working my way around the map, because it does get a bit overwhelming. I don't quite know which ones I've got, which ones I've been to. So again, this is what I mean about the shift lock view. You can really help yourself out to look for the ones under the water line. I mean, you could have had like little entrances into the bottom of the island, and then you have to drop down and in. That may have hidden some of these a bit more to make them a bit more secret. See, like they've almost got that one hidden inside of the tree itself. That may have been a nice way to hide some of them. And then if you look, I mean, that's crazy how many they've kind of slopped all on this house. If you could go inside of a building, you could have hidden them around the different rooms instead of just all around the outside of the house. Again, using the night cycle and the day cycle, so you could remove half of them and then half of them come out at night. Seeing how does this statue fit in this island? How, unless it's supposed to mean it's looking like it's out of chocolate, I don't know. That would have fitted better on beach for me, but I'm just sat here looking at it. I'm like, wouldn't it be awesome if they actually made candy versions of Italian Brainrot? Like, my kids would literally eat that up. That would definitely be something they'd want from me. Almost thought I didn't get that one. And then again, it's very similar to the house. There's just so many around this one mountain. You know, again, if you would have put some more stuff into the island that you could have hidden it in, buildings, rocks, mountains, you know, more stuff, you could have hidden it inside the hill, on the hill, under the hill. You know, obbies underneath the map itself is another thing that I've seen in these games. You know, really take some pointers from the popular Find the games. I mean, that Six was a really lovely player. I did see a player trying to charge other players Robux, 3, 2, 1 Robux, whatever you've got, to actually help them out. I just thought, oh my god, that's so bad. I wonder how much I could charge. And then on to the final island of gold. So again, this is where you do have to run all the way through, and this is where I say it gets super tedious not to have a teleport or a checkpoint back to the dock when you die. So yeah, it's a lot of running backwards and forwards. And then you can go straight to gold. So again, it's just sort of exactly the same. So all of the brain rots around the trees, you know, there's not much difference. Again, like, you could have really thought about something interesting for the map. If I think gold, my mind automatically starts to go to El Dorado and stuff like that, which would have been a different type of map for the game. So what I am going to try and do, because I really can't be bothered with going backwards and forwards, is I'll get all the ones on the island first, and then we'll start throwing ourselves off. Like, if I said to you, what's that? And I didn't have the name on that, would you think that was that character, or do you think it was a French fry? Like, this is just a shame why they haven't got that crystal clear picture. Most of these just look like blurry blobs to me. So here is where we do have something a little bit different. We do have the code door. But again, sort of how they've delivered the code for that. Oh, they could have done so much more. Like, you could have actually have brought in the Steal the Brainrot theme. So, you know, how many banana themed, I don't know, Brainrots are there. Something like that, so you start to get the code using them. Albeit it probably worked better if you had better pictures, because then I could count them better and easier. And again, we're just at the point of the game now where I'm like, I'm kind of think that I've been everywhere, but I obviously haven't done it very methodically. Then you've got the random tunnel. So that's regurgitation from spawn, but doesn't actually do anything on this island. And so I'll just show you this once. This is why it is so annoying not to have that teleport or the checkpoint back to the dock. And it's sort of like I knew I had about 15 that were potentially going to be off the island that I had to collect. So I've had to do this every single time I've jumped off the island. For me, like, if you want to play, I don't know, pass the time game, you're a fan of Italian Brainrot or Steeler Brainrot, you know, you may want to give this a try, but it's not really, like, recommended as such by me. It did just get really tedious. The thing is, if there was a bit more of a difference in how you found the characters to keep that interest, it may have been better. So sort of having that on the diagonal helps, it'll keep that picture kind of there for you to hit. Imagine how annoying it is if you miss the picture and then you're having to run all the way back again. And even then I'm finding ones in the middle of the map that I ran past. So for the code door, so again we're back with the shark, and they actually give you the code just by talking to them. So this is where I'm saying you could have potentially have brought in the characters, done a riddle at least if you wanted to keep it as kind of a talk, or you could have actually done sort of a quiz and seen people's fandom of this. You know, you could have done, I'm blue, I'm a sea creature, how many legs have I got? Oh, well, that's 8 because it's that one. Can't believe I left those two. Three more and we are done. Thank God. And there we have it. That finally completes this game. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.